You already know the rules. When you come in my house, take off your shoes and super violate that like button. It don't cost nothing for you to hit that like button. Shall we begin? Shall we begin?
To my devil dogs, my leathernecks, my fellow leathernecks, Marines, listen to me. This is an old Marine here. 2nd Battalion, 3rd Marines, 0311, Infantry, 2531, Field Radio Operator. Went to training down there in 29 Palms, California. 29 Stumps, what we call it. Listen to me, 2nd Battalion, 7th Marines. We don't follow unlawful orders. We are the standard bearers, brothers. Do you understand? We are the standard bearers. We don't follow unlawful orders. Honor, courage, and commitment. The few, the proud, the EGA, uphold it. Eagle, globe, and anchor. Land, air, and sea. That's what we are. We're hammers, brothers. And our people are not nails. You understand? Honor your code. Honor our creed. We do not harm our own. Do you understand? We have enemies out here, and it's not each other. Don't do this. You have a moral right. Some of them people are your folk. He's sending you into an area where your people are, because some of you are from California that are stationed out there in 29 Stumps. Hoorah, devil dogs.
So, what do we call it when the government terrorizes its own people? Because that's what it sounded like at Quantico this morning. He stood up there and straight up said, we have to handle the so-called enemy from within. And who's that? Not some outside threat. He's talking about us. Protesters, journalists, teachers. Anybody who doesn't agree. Imagine being a citizen of this country and hearing the president call you an enemy. And then he doubled down and said we're going to use American cities as training grounds for our military. Like, excuse me? My neighborhood isn't a practice zone. My street is not a war game. That's not defense, y'all. That is intimidation. And here's the part that kind of stuck with me. If you don't like what I'm saying, you can leave the room. But there goes your rank and there goes your future. He's giving mob boss. He doesn't want loyalty to the country. He wants loyalty to himself. And then there's that wild line that he said. There are 2 N-words and you can't use either of them. He threw nuclear war and racial slurs in the same sentence like it was supposed to be some sort of joke. That shit's not funny. It's dangerous and it tells you exactly what he values, which is nothing. But here's the scariest part. He's not hiding. He's saying it all on camera. Flags behind him, soldiers in uniform, people clapping under duress, maybe? None of this is normal. So yeah, what do we call it when the government terrorizes its own people? Because the legal definition of domestic terrorism is intimidation or violence used to push a political agenda. So tell me why this doesn't fit.
I got one thing to say. I don't know what you think. Anybody who believes in ICE, all of you, in this Trump administration, all going on. Let me tell you something. The people who built this country are mostly brown people. All right, they come from other countries and they try to help, build this country so they can get money to send home to their families. But look, you see this I'm on a 440,000 square foot building. It's 3:30 in the afternoon. Usually people are going home at 8 o'clock in the evening. And look, it's a fucking ghost town around here. All right, it's a fucking ghost town. And why? Because next door and they got wind of it. And these people, they can't even be on this job site without having the proper paperwork to be on this job site because our company abides by the rules, right? But no, picking them up, they're throwing them in paddy wagons and saying, prove your citizenship. But that takes months and months and months, all right? I'm hot. 2 of my guys are gone because I'm not going to deal with that. They'd rather be home with their families, safe and sound, than to have ICE agents come and them. So I'm creating a new thing. I'm gonna call it FIRE, man. FIRE. Immigration, regulation, enforcement. Guys, this is and you it. Oh, they took our jobs. They took our jobs. All right, you little white boy, get your ass out here and start throwing that iron like I did. See that decking? It's waiting on you. See this concrete? It's waiting on you. See the installation of this? It's waiting on you. See that electrician work? It's waiting on you. Quit being a little punk and blaming the brown-skinned person because, you know, you're upset and you're just in a cult. You love Donald Trump.
This message is for all active service members and our generals that had to witness the president speak to them yesterday. Let me remind you of what General Mark Milley said. You take an oath to the Constitution, not to the president, not to the country, but to the Constitution, the one thing that keeps us free, that governs us. You know the whole freedom, liberty, and justice for all? Yeah, you're willing to die for it. That's part of your oath as a service member. Shit's getting awfully serious in this country. And it's all coming down to you, our military, our generals. Are you going to follow this treasonous traitor, or are you going to stick up for the Constitution and for this country and for us, we the people? If you're not, then step aside, because we are.
I'm glad Trump is spending $175 billion on ICE. You know, someone needs to do something about these immigrant gang members that are violently picking strawberries in 100-degree weather, or swarming construction sites and putting up drywall and roofing houses. And I finally feel safe walking through the parking lot of a Home Depot without having to be accosted by all these immigrant gangbangers that are saying that they're just day laborers. It's like, all right, whatever you say. Look, all I know is I'm enjoying the $2 gas. I'm enjoying the cheap groceries. I can't wait to get my $5,000 check from Doge. And Trump just said he's going to bring down the price of drugs 1,500%. That means every time I go get my Viagra or my Ozempic, they're going to pay me $500. And you snowflakes are complaining about that? I'll never understand you people.
I mean, you gotta give it to Trump. He said that he would bring the world together, and that's exactly what he's doing. The problem is, he's also making the United States completely irrelevant in the process. If you haven't heard, China just hosted this huge summit, a dinner rehearsal, if you will, and the United States wasn't even invited. China is sitting at the head of the table, and America doesn't even have a seat. Russia was there. India was there. Iran, Pakistan, even Kim Jong-un showed up to the after party. All of them together deciding what dish they could bring now that America isn't catering the event. They discussed plans to trade in their own currency instead of the US dollar, a way to completely bypass American banks so that Washington can no longer freeze their deals or block their transactions. They talked about building their own emergency fund, a backup to the IMF, so that when countries go broke, they don't have to sell their economies off to US corporations just to get a bailout. They talked about using China's GPS system instead of ours. They talked about laying down pipelines and railways that avoid U.S. control. They talked about setting up digital payment networks that make American sanctions almost useless. Dish by dish, they're preparing for a world not catered by the United States, and everyone is bringing something to the party. China is bringing the checkbook, the satellites, the leadership. Russia is bringing oil, gas, nuclear weapons, forestry, farmland. India has 1.4 billion people, the fastest growing economy on earth. It's bringing code, engineers, factories. Turkey has a bridge between Europe and Asia controlling pipelines and railways. It has the Bosporus Strait, one of the most critical waterways on earth. Iran has oil and gas. Iran has the Strait of Hormuz, one of the world's most important shipping lanes. Iran also has decades of practice surviving U.S. sanctions. Pakistan has nuclear weapons. Pakistan also has a massive young population. It also has geography that connects Central Asia to the Arabian Sea, opening up trade routes and ports and pipelines. Central Asia has oil, gas, uranium, rare minerals. It also has the Silk Road corridor, the bridge that connects the east to the west. Whoever controls those routes controls the flow of goods, energy, and armies across Eurasia. The world is preparing for their independence. For decades, we told ourselves that the world couldn't function without us, that the dollar was irreplaceable, that no global deal would happen without Washington's blessing, that we were the glue holding it all together. But with great power comes great responsibility, and America has been grossly irresponsible with that power. So while we were busy bullying the world into submission, they were quietly building a plan B. And this Tianjin summit was the reveal of that plan B. A dinner rehearsal for a world where America is not at the table, where America is not providing a dish. Trump called himself the peace president. the man that would end forever wars, the man that would bring the world together. Well, the world is coming together, and the plan isn't to attack America and to start another war. The plan is to build a future where America doesn't even matter at all.
All power to the people. Deputy Chairman Paul Birdsong reporting for Active Community Defense Duty. I need my people to exit the oh well culture and enter self-defense culture. Again, I need my people to exit oh well culture and enter self-defense culture. Let me break it down, right? In our communities, we have become complacent with abuse and brutality and oppression, right? Oh, well, that's just how it is. You got to be safe. Give your children a talk. No, I ain't giving my children that talk. I'm taking my children to the range and teaching my children to shoot. You understand what I'm saying to you? I teach my children to fight. If somebody picks on my son and my son puts his fist in their eye, he don't get in trouble. His suspension is a vacation. He gets to come home and eat whatever he wants and do whatever he wants because I'm proud of him. I'm not going to teach my son to be anybody's victim. And you need to stop doing that. Our people need to stop teaching our sons and daughters to be victims. That's why we're disproportionately victimized by the bully and the brutalizing and the victimizing culture that's in the United States. No, there should not be any black man or black woman walking around without a gun license and a gun. There shouldn't be any black man or black woman walking around without a knife. And we should stick together. If you see somebody else getting brutalized or beat up or whatever, jump in. Stop just recording. Help. There's too many videos of our people being kidnapped, beat, trafficked. Come on, man. Do something about it. This ain't who we are. This is not who we are. Why do you think we make up all of the big, why do you think we make up the largest number of the successful athletes? Why do you think they lock so many of us up? Like, come on, man. Like, think about it, man. We are the best musicians. We're the best athletes. We're the best soldiers. You know what I'm saying? In the street and in the military. We don't need to be taking nothing from nobody. We need to be, and I'm going to tell you this. In your city, I know right now in almost every city in the United States, there's all these different martial arts institutes that give you free days, right? Start taking advantage of those free days and learn everything that you can. Get on YouTube and find free martial arts classes and then invite people to your house from your community and start taking martial arts classes together. Learn to defend yourself so that you don't have to continue being victims. You know what I'm saying? If you don't take responsibility for yourself and protecting yourself, you're going to continue to be a victim. I'm going to tell you what Huey Newton said, and then I'm going to get off. Anybody who is unarmed is either a slave or is waiting to be one. All power to the people.
You got people in the community that's begging for the military to come into the community. But y'all don't realize what y'all asking for. What, I got to put that in subtitles or something? Y'all begging for the military to come in to clean your neighborhoods up. But y'all don't understand. You got military personnels that's speaking out and telling the military to stand down because you think that it's just going to stop with him just coming through there and snatching some of your kids up and roughing them up and locking them up. Nah, it runs deeper than that. And see, the scary part about it is that other countries, because America, no matter what we felt about America before today, America was one of the best countries in the world. And now it's slowly becoming a Saddam Hussein, or better yet, a Adolf Hitler. When evil knocks at the door, you don't open it. And when evil is outside of your door, you don't open it. You don't invite the evil in. When the military is saying you don't want me, have you ever seen the Incredible Hulk? Did you ever listen to the Incredible Hulk when the Incredible Hulk said, you wouldn't like me when I get angry? When he turned green, Hulk smashed. Do you understand the job of the military? If the military is telling the military to stand down. Please stop listening to black people begging for the military to come clean up your neighborhoods because you can't raise your kids. Ain't nobody tell you to have little Mike, Mike, and Ray Ray. Ain't nobody tell you to have little Mike, Mike, and Ray Ray. You opened up your legs because it feels good. Had your toes throwing up gang signs. Your toes was throwing up the C's. It was feeling good. And now that same child that came up out of you, you done pushed out of your womb, running these streets, wilding. You can't control them, and you think you want the military to come in? How the brother said to the military brothers, he said, we hammers. And we don't nail our communities. Be careful what you ask for, better yet, because you just might get it, but better yet, stop asking for evil. Because all of us in the black community don't want the military to come in and clean up your kids. We want you. Clean up your own communities. My prayers go out to the people that live in the hood, that's stuck there because they can't afford to get out. That's being held captive and got to worry about the military kicking in your door, ICE kicking in your door because your next door neighbor's kids don't know how to act right. But then you know what the worst part about it is? You want to know what the worst part about it is? When you got these rappers.
Still outside. You asked me where I've been, I said I never left.
Yo, what you said, you can't change vloggers, right, bro? You don't argue with bloggers. You don't argue with bloggers.
Catch your picture every morning while you walk through Starbucks.
I'm back outside, man.
That's how this shit get when these real niggas wake up, man. I'm trying to tell you, man. It's how it get.
You heard? I'm honored to be able to be out here with these young boys, you heard?
Yeah, active.
Still outside. Video about to be out, the remix is out, stop playing, you heard? Bye.
Hey, yo, y'all see what state the game is in when the streets don't hold the culture of the game? Now that the weird Twitter nerds and the nerds and all of these they got their hands on the culture. The voice of the streets don't mean as much as it did when we was coming up. There was a lot of cons to that as well. You know what I'm saying? I gotta say that, but you see what happened when the streets, don't control the game no more. It's a lot of man. And a lot of people's okay with it because
rich rappers still glorifying the streets. They still glorifying the streets. While the community is begging and begging and begging the military to come clean up these streets. Who sent you? Y'all don't even understand. When you play with fire, you get burned. The military is only good for one thing. War. Is that what y'all declaring on your own children? On your own people? Let me ask y'all a question. After Trump is finished deploying the military throughout the whole states of America, because he's secretly declaring martial law, how long would they stay? Will this become the new America? Hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that subscribe button, and pay attention to your circle before they hurt you. Live life as if you're on the run and stay dangerous at the same time. I'm out.